Welcome to the first episode of Flaming Tarmac. This is going to be a weekly video, which I'm going to bring you news, rumours of Formula 1. There's been a lot of rumours going around lately with Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, and yes, this is going to be my weekly video. It's not going to be, I'm not saying it's going to be on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's not going to be a set day, but it's going to be once a week. So this is my first video, the intro of Flaming Tarmac. As you can see, getting ready now for the 2020 season. Not that long away. Just over 4 weeks for the winter testing. Yes, the winter testing. Boring, slow, moving winter testing. But I will still be covering it. If you go on my channel, you watch me from last season when I was covering the winter testing. And you can see by my videos, I was bored out of my arse, but I'm still going to cover it because I'm an F1 fan and I want to get my point across to you guys who watch my channel. But the first big news what was announced in this year was the big announcement of Charles Leclerc securing a 5-year deal with Ferrari. What does that mean for Vettel? Is Vettel fucked? I don't know. 5-year deal with Ferrari. I can't see him offering Sebastian Vettel a 5-year deal. In my opinion, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if you like Charles Leclerc. I don't care. To me, Sebastian Vettel is still a top driver. He's still a top driver. And I think his contract runs out this year. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of drivers now on the market gunning for that position to go alongside Charles Leclerc. Ferrari are basically saying Charles Leclerc is the main driver. He is our number one. We're going to put all our energy and resources in to Charles Leclerc. Now Vettel, he must be thinking, where do I go next? Can it be Red Bull? Maybe Mercedes? Could be. There was a lot of rumours going around a few years ago. They were saying that they would love to see Sebastian Vettel partner with Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes. It could happen. It could happen. A lot of people was going along saying that it would be good if to see Charles Leclerc with Lewis Hamilton at Ferrari. It could still happen. Do I think it's going to happen? No. This is the reason why I think it's not going to happen. Maybe a month ago, there was a little chance of it happening. But now, I don't think so. Now Charles Leclerc has secured that 5-year deal. And now going on to my next story, Max Verstappen securing his 4-year deal with Red Bull. There's only one place that Lewis Hamilton's going to go. And he's going to stay at Mercedes. That is my opinion. I think Toto's going to stay there. I think they're going to give him I think they might give him a 2 to 3 year deal. Big money. Because he's worth it. He's a 6-time world champion. He has earned his right to demand what he wants for that 3-year contract. I think he's going to get a 3-year contract. I don't think it's going to be a 4. I think it'll be a 3-year contract to usher in the new era of the 2021 season. And I think he's going to get a bucket loads of money, Lewis Hamilton. I could just see it now. And I think, will Bottas be there in 2021? I don't think so. Now, who will partner Lewis Hamilton in the 2021 season? Just say, I don't know where he's going. I don't know if Lewis Hamilton's going to sign a new year contract. But in my opinion, I think he's going to sign a new contract with Mercedes. But I just don't think that Bottas is going to be there next in 2021. I think this is Bottas' last season. I don't think he's going to win the world title. I don't care if he comes into the season and he's growing a beard like ZZ Top. I still don't think he's going to win the world title. I don't care how focused he is. I don't care how determined he is. I don't care how many energy drinks he's drank. I don't care how much food he's ate. I don't care how much he's ran. I don't care how much weights he's lifted. I don't care how much cars he's drove over the winter testing. He's still not going to become world champion. And to me, you know why? Because he hasn't got the heart. He just hasn't got the heart. When the going gets tough, when he needs that, look at Germany last year. If he would have come even second or third, he would have had a 20 points gap lead in front of Lewis Hamilton, because Lewis Hamilton was having problems in the pits. He was falling out everywhere. His car was everywhere. He was slipping into barriers, changing noses. He was out of the race. Bottas had a perfect chance. And what did he do? He's trying to chase Stroll for second place. And what happened? He ended up in a barrier at Germany. Now, if that was, and this is what I'm talking about, them moments, them key moments that could have been, if he would have just come third, 20-point gap over Lewis Hamilton, that would have given him so much confidence for the remainder of the season, and that maybe Bottas could have won it then. But he never done it. He blew it. And this is why I think, goes back to my point, I don't think that Bottas is going to be there next season. Now, who do I think is going to partner Lewis Hamilton? I was thinking Max Verstappen, but that ain't going to happen now, like I just said. 4-year deal with Red Bull. Red Bull must know something we don't know. Because to lock Max Verstappen down for 4 more years, 20, he's got the 20 season, the 21, 22, 23. 4 seasons he's got with Red Bull. 4 seasons. So you know that Red Bull's happy with that. They must have showed him something that we don't know what's going to be happening in the 2021 season. Obviously, when all the regulations change, everything's going to change. New setup, new car, new everything. So Red Bull must be showing them something. Saying, look, if you stay with us, maybe this will happen. And Max probably had a good look at it with his dad probably and said, you know what? I'm going to commit to Red Bull. I'm going to commit to them. This is my family. I came up through the Red Bull Juniors program. And this is my family. And this is where I'm staying. And that, in my opinion, maybe it's a good decision. Maybe it's a good decision. Obviously, because he's done it. And this is what Ricciardo should have done. Ricciardo should have done this. But he wanted to go to another team. Renault, I don't know why. And I admit at the time, I thought, you know what? Ricciardo going to Renault, maybe it's a good decision. But if you watched last year's season, 2019 season, it wasn't a good decision. He's saying now that he's going to spend more time in the simulator. I don't care if he spends 20 hours a day in the simulator. He runs marathon after marathon after marathon. He gets 10 hours sleep a night. He's still not going to win the world title. He's still not going to finish higher than Red Bull next year. Not going to happen. He'll be even lucky to get a podium. To me, that was a big mistake going to Renault. And at the time, I thought it was a good decision. I'm not going to be fake. I'll tell you the truth. I was one of the first persons to come out here. I was the first person to come out and say, you know what? He's making a good decision. But after this season, the way Renault, no way. No way. He made a big mistake. He's not going to come out and tell you on his Twitter feed. He's not going to come out and tell you on his Instagram. He's not going to do it. But he knows deep down when he goes to bed at night, he knows, Daniel Ricciardo, he knows what he done was a big mistake. He knows this. And it's obvious. So, yeah, like I said, who do I think is going to go to Renault, to Mercedes in 2021? Mate, Ocon. These are my 3 picks. I'm going to pick 3. I was going to pick 2, but I'll pick 3. Ocon. Or if not Ocon, Russell. Ocon's going to be the first choice. I don't care if he signed a 4-year contract, 3-year, 2-year contract with Renault. If Mercedes want him back, the checkbook comes out and he's coming back to Mercedes. So I'd say Ocon first, Russell, and if not them, if I had to pick a third one, I can't pick Max obviously because he's locked down with Red Bull, as I just said. If I had to pick a third one, I'd probably pick, I can't even pick, maybe Ricciardo. Maybe Ricciardo. Now, going back to Ferrari, Charles Leclerc, 5-year deal. To me, I don't think he warrants 5 years. Not in my opinion. Maybe 3 years at a push. What has he showed you this season that he warrants a 5-year deal? There was rumours going around that Mercedes were looking at him. That's all. So Ferrari goes, you know what? I'm not going to have this. I'm not going to have Toto Wolff trying to scout my drivers. I'm going to give him a 5-year deal and he's staying with Ferrari. Come on. He does not warrant a 5-year deal. I don't care if you love Ferrari, bleed Ferrari, red, 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 red. I don't care if your toilet paper's red. I don't care if your arse ring is red. He does not deserve a 5-year deal. No, he does not. In my opinion, he does not. 3 years at the most. 3 years at the most. But he gets a 5-year. He's saying on his Twitter feed, he's saying, I'm reading it right now, I've learned a lot from Sebastian Vettel from the 2019 season. What a kick in the teeth to Sebastian Vettel. Yeah, I've come to Ferrari, mate. I've took your job. I'm the man. Now get out. That's basically what he's saying. Get out. 5-year deal. Look at his on his Twitter feed. Oh, I'm happy to Ferrari. I'm happy for this. Extremely happy to announce that I was staying with the Scuba Ferrari for 5 years. I'm so grateful to be driving in such a team. I've learned so much during the first year. And he's saying I've learned so much from Sebastian Vettel. Yeah, you've took his job. He's the main driver now, Vettel. You're going to have to start looking for somewhere else. Because I just don't think that Ferrari's going to... I don't think Vettel's going to stay with Ferrari. If I could see someone replacing Vettel, I could see Alonso. He's been on the circuit. He's been doing dirt racing. He's been doing go-karting. He's been doing GT. He's been doing Le Mans. He's been doing everything. Stock cars. This guy can't stop driving. It don't matter what it is. If you gave him a free-wheel Robert Reliant, he'd drive it. You give him a checkbook and say, listen, Alonso, I want you to drive my Mini for 1 season. He'll do it. This man, Alonso, just loves cars. And he's been rumoured that he's coming back in 2021. He says he doesn't want to do 2020 because there's no point. He said he's not going to come back to F1 to come 6th or 7th or 8th. He's only going to come back to being a competitive car. Basically, one of the top 3 teams. It's either Red Bull, Mercedes or Ferrari. And there's rumours that he was going to Ferrari, he was testing the car. I don't know if he's bullshit or not. You know, Twitter, you know, social media, you know how it is. It's all bullshit. But I think that if he does come back, he's going to go to a Ferrari. He wants to give Ferrari another chance. Ferrari want to give him another chance. And I could see Alonso going back to Ferrari, no problem. And if he does go back to Ferrari in 2021, any of the top 3 teams, he could win a championship. Alonso, don't care how much championships Hamilton's won. I don't care. I don't care if Hamilton wins a title this year, which I think he will, to be 7, and next year, which he probably will, 8. I don't care if he gets 200 race wins. To me, Alonso is just as good as Hamilton. Just as good. It's just the fact that Hamilton made the right decisions at the right time. And that's it. That's how it goes. If Alonso was in that same position, Alonso would have won them titles as well. Alonso is great. Natural grit driver. Grit. Like Ayrton Senna. Grit. So, yeah. That's my room. So, for me, I think that Alonso, if there's going to be a replacement for 2021, I'd throw Alonso's name in there straight away. Definitely. Mercedes, Bottas leads. I think this is Bottas' last season. I think he's going to be, like I said, Ocon. He's going to be first on the list for me. Ocon, Russell, or outside, maybe Daniel Ricciardo. And that's my rumours. Yeah, and Max Verstappen, congratulating him. Max Verstappen, for me, 4 years, another 4 seasons at Red Bull. You know what? Christian Horner, congratulations to Red Bull for doing that. They've locked him down. He's going to be a Red Bull driver for the next 4 years, 4 seasons. Great. Because to me, Max Verstappen, he's the new Lewis, man. I'm not sure if he's going to start. He's not going to start dominating yet, but as soon as Lewis decides, he think, you know what? I've called it a day. I've got my 200 race wins. I've got my 10 world titles in the bag. I'm off. That's it. I'm done. I'm going to do a beer maestro for GT Sports. And let's face it, you don't play the game, mate. You just get paid. So that's it. That's the flaming tarmac. No other rumours going around. Actually, there's something I did read actually today. It just popped up on this feed. Let me have a look. Something about Will Buxton. That Mark comes out and does the F1 reviews. Mark. Sorry, man. Will Buxton. I don't know what he's saying. He said, oh yeah, let me just see. There's something up here. He says, 8 records in danger of being broken in 2020. Now, these are the top 8 race wins, definitely. Lewis Hamilton, is on 80 plus 8 race wins, right? He's only about six races away from breaking Michael Schumacher's 91 race win record, which was 5 years ago. They were saying that will never, ever be beaten. I remember Martin Brundle coming out on Sky Sports 3 years ago, and he was saying that no way, I can't see that record being broken. Maybe Lewis Hamilton could get to 6 or 7 world titles, but race wins, that 91 record, never going to happen. Never, ever going to happen. Now Lewis, this year, will probably break that record. Most definitely break that record. So that's one record is definitely going to be in the bag. Now, another record is going to be broken, what could be broken, consecutive construction championship. Now, Mercedes have dominated the world of motorsport F1 since 2014. Now, the 14 season, 15, 16, 17, 18 and 19, 6. Now, they want to break this record, what's coming out now. So with 7 in their sights, Mercedes are in contention to beat Ferrari's record set in 2004 as the Silver Arrows have taken 6 Constructors' Championships in a row. They've already got the record for the most drivers. They've won 6 Drivers' Championships in a row. They've won 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 6. They broke the Ferrari record there. But what I'm saying is they want to beat the Ferrari's record in constructions for the most constructors in a row. And if they do it this year, they've broke the record that was set back in 2004 when Ferrari had the almighty run with Ferrari, with Michael Schumacher. That's another record what most probably is going to break because, come on, let's face it, who's going to win the Constructors this year? I don't think Red Bull. I think Red Bull will get closer to Ferrari this year, but I still think Mercedes are going to be the top team and they're going to do the Constructors as well. So that's 2 definitely world records in F1, what will most likely be broken. And the third one, we've got the youngest world champion of all time. Youngest world champion. So people said the youngest world championship now is held by Sebastian Vettel. It was Lewis Hamilton, but Sebastian Vettel beaten by 134 days in 2010. Age of 23, winning the championship in 2010. Become the youngest world champion, beat Lewis Hamilton, like I said, by 134 days. Now, if Verstappen wins a world title this year, which most probably it's not going to happen with Red Bull, maybe 2021, 22 when the regulations change. But now, let's face it, it's not going to be Red Bull. Most likely, it's going to be Ferrari or Mercedes. So if Max Verstappen wins a world title or Charles Leclerc wins a world title, one of them, that'll be that record gone, held by Vettel since 2010, 10 years ago when he was with the Red Bull. Fourth record, races finished in points. Now, I think the record is saying on there, 221 points. That was records from 92 and in 2008, but Lewis Hamilton and Kimi Räikkönen was just 8 points behind, but the record is 221 points. So, whooping 20 times between 92 and 2008. So, that's another record what could be broken. So, another record could be broken. These are just, who cares, races started with 322 starts. Ruben Barrichello, it's like he was racing for 20 years. Michael Schumacher's boy. He done everything Michael said, he done. With 322 starts, Ruben Barrichello owns his record, having started 93 and retired in 2011. So that's another record what can be broken. But let's face it, who really gives a crap about that? Pole position in the same race. Pole for Hamilton, Australia, will give him the record 9 pole positions at a venue. I think the record is held by Ayrton Senna, which is 5 poles at I think it's Monaco. I think it's Monaco, Brazil. And if Hamilton gets a pole in Australia, he's got more poles at a single race than anybody. So that's another record. So that's 3 records. 2 or 3 records that Hamilton could break this year. That pole position record, maybe, I think he'd probably do. Obviously, Australia's the first race of the season, so that's something maybe. Even though Lewis Hamilton will probably say to you, I really didn't know about that record. Trust me, he's got him on his wall. He's got him all ticked off. He goes home every night and he's in his hand pad in Monaco or in London, wherever he lives. And he's got his little notebook. He goes, tick, tick, tick. That's what I've done today. Check, check. Trust me, he knows. 7, Grand Prix 1 having led every lap. Ayrton Senna's led every lap for 19. of his 41 Grand Prix victories, and the record Hamilton is currently 6, leveling it. Now, if Hamilton goes into China, Spain, Monaco, French, and the leads and wins, that's another record he's going to be break. Another record he will break. Grand Prix won, having led every lap. So Hamilton's got all these sized up. Like I said just now, he said he ain't, but he's podium finishes. Just 4. This is one. This is one he's definitely going to do. This is most definitely, this record is definitely going to be broken. We all know that he's the most poles, Lewis Hamilton. But the record for podium finishes is held by Schumacher, which is just 4 of Schumacher's record, 155 podiums from 308 starts. And Lewis Hamilton now is on 151 podiums and all in from only just 250 starts. So look at that. 155 podiums for Michael Schumacher out of 308 races, and Hamilton's got 151 starts from just 250 starts. So you know he's only about 4 or 5 away for breaking that record, the most podium finishes. So the records are just clocking up, man. So when you sit back one day with your old man and you're sitting down on your chair, you look at all the records, all you're going to see is Lewis. Just like 10 years ago, everyone was looking at Schumacher, before then Senna. You're going to see Lewis. It's happening now. And that's it, yeah. So that's the one with all the records. And, yeah. But Will Buxton Buckhead says that, he says, why... It's something you put on the article today, put on the F1 website. He says, why Charles Leclerc and Verstappen deals leave Mercedes with big decision. No book for it. No book for it, Will Buxton. It hasn't left Mercedes with a big decision. They was always going to keep Lewis. Lewis is staying at Mercedes. There's not a big decision. It's no-brainer. No-brainer, mate. And that's it. So, yeah, that's it. He's saying all that about they got what's the big decision? What's the big decision, Will Buckhead? What's the big decision? The only decision they've got to make is who they're going to replace Bottas for 2021, because he will get replaced. Bottas will not be at Mercedes unless he wins that world title. If he doesn't win that world title this season, he's off on his travels. Probably end up at Williams, I don't know. Oh yeah, one more news. I'm glad that they're keeping Robert Kubica around. I know he's going to the DTMs. He said he's signed a contract with the DTM Racing, which I really, really love. I love them DTM cars, especially with the DRS. Love playing Race Room, DTMs, love it. And I watch him on TV as well. Amazing speed. So he's going there to show his skills, because he's still got a lot of skills. There's nothing much you can do when you're at Williams. I love Williams, one of my favourite teams at F1, one of the great teams at F1, British as well. But you're not gonna you're not gonna win no races with Williams at the moment, not now. So he's gonna be a standing driver, a third driver at Alfa Romeo, and which I'm happy they're keeping him around and he's staying relevant. And maybe you never know, down the line, 2021, he might get a first seat at Alfa Romeo. Fingers crossed, because Robert Kubica, another great driver, come with that same era as Hamilton and Alonso and Vettel. Love him, great driver, and for him to come back for what Robert Kubica went through, and to come back from that, amazing. So this is the end of the very first episode of Flaming Tarmac. This is going to be a weekly review podcast, or whatever you want to call it, Flaming Tarmac podcast. I don't know. It's still in its infant stage. I've still got stuff to tweak, but this is the first episode of the 2020 season. And yep, hit the subscribe button. Follow my channels; they're all at the bottom. Follow me. I'll be streaming F1, if not tonight, probably tomorrow. So look out for it. Hit the alert button. Any of the new videos I do, you'll be getting them straight away. So this is Solo P1 signing out of the first episode of the Flaming Tarmac. Bye.